Alright, let's play an Ironclad run. I'm not going to talk nearly as much anymore. Just go back to normal-ish runs. I think one over-explain per day is probably good for me. Under-explaining the Spire, Jorbs communicates solely with grunts. You're gonna have to learn a few things about my grunts. The tone of the grunt indicates mood, and the brevity of the grunt indicates excitement. Sort of a weird act. Guess we go this way probably and take one elite fight. It's very hard to get both elites and campfires. It's a Hexaghost act too, so removing cards is iffy because all of a sudden you don't have as many cards in your deck to defend yourself against burns. This might just be max HP. It's sort of disgusting. Sort of disgusting. A full run with not a single word spoken. We'll do that when we play silent. That shouldn't be too hard to not say anything for 6 floors. Clothesline and armaments are both pretty reasonable here. Probably Clothesline. Clothesline's good against Hexaghost. Armaments and Anger are the two reasonable ones here, and Anger is just like one of the best cards. Probably take that one. I think I can take an extra elite fight now. Or I could take 28 damage for Golden Idol. Let's try this. I think that's probably terrible. Let's try it then. Oatmeal is only weakly dominant. Do you usually talk about strict dominance when you get groceries, Pestbrook? When I get groceries, I mostly talk about what sort of food I want to eat. Ooh, Disarm is excellent against Hexaghost and just in general. Bash upgrade, Clothesline upgrade, Anger upgrade, Disarm upgrade. Yeah, every card is good to upgrade. I'm gonna go Anger first. Better against Sentries. Good against Hexaghost too. Why do I dislike Ghostly Armor? Nobody ever asks, like, why do you evaluate Ghostly Armor correctly? Always, like, dislike, because I take it less often than they do. I don't know. I take it about as often as the card merits being taken. It's it costs an entire card to draw something that can only block for you and can't do anything else. And that's just not a very good thing to be doing in Ironclad. Armaments is okay here. Picto, thanks for the 3 months. Let's turn on alerts again. Alert sound again. Do I ever consider the feelings of the cards that I skip? I assume that all cards have consciousness, yeah. That just seems sort of obvious to me. I had to rest, which means that the thing I did with Golden Idol basically cannot possibly be good. Rest in peace. Fuck. I reshuffled my draw pile with neither of these? I think anger is probably strong enough that we can go clothesline instead of bash. Great, this is awesome. This is what I want. This is, yep, this is what I want. Okay. Whatever. I'm not going to use the potion for that with 55 HP. Top deck, thanks for the 17 months. I'll go show to you as well. Which card was voted most likely to start a commune in high school? They do that in high school? Man. High school's changed. Plague Bird, thanks for the 6 months. Longobomo show to you as well. Champion Belt's cool. Champion Belt means that Thunderclap's great. It means that Clothesline is worse than it used to be, awkwardly. Evolve's an interesting one against Hexaghost because drawing a bunch of extra burn pluses isn't necessarily a good thing. I do have Anger Plus though, which makes it better. I also have +2 max HP instead of it, which makes it worse. Evolve's one of those, like, yeah, I don't know. Sometimes it goes in your deck and it's okay, and sometimes it doesn't. Always feels like it's a mediocre card, either way. Scaling your ability to draw cards, I guess, is not usually better than scaling your ability to do something else, although when you have Anger Plus in your deck is one of the few times where scaling your ability to draw cards immediately transitions into dealing damage with them. I think the max HP is just too good. Good for sentries. We're not fighting any more elites. So maybe, but not relevant. I'm gonna want to play Bash every time I draw with Champion's Belt, so let's get that upgraded. Hey, sweet Azu. How are you? I can block for 15 or kill one of them and block for 0. Only strikes next turn. Let's block for 0. Do this. I like the potion more. Is Evolve a build-around card? No. There are enough statuses in the game that it's always going to do something. It's just not that exciting to spend your turn making it so you draw slightly more cards next turn. Like, you can spend your turn making it so you have twice as much strength or something in this game. And that is a more exciting thing to do. Two Angers. Anger is not quite Claw. Probably don't really want that. I think a True Grit could be alright though. There's no... I don't really see why True Grit wouldn't be good. This enemy is gonna buff next turn, and then be dead before it attacks again, hopefully. I should have upgraded the strike. This probably works too. How valuable is it to upgrade True Grit? It depends if there are any cards that are going to be in your hand that you really can't afford to exhaust. Mostly. Depends how important it is to exhaust a specific card and how important it is to avoid the chance of exhausting a different one. Fiendfire is a very good card. It doesn't do very much right now, but I think we take it. I have one Swift Potion. How Swift Potion gets used is going to be interesting in this fight. Okay. Not taking damage this turn, basically. Or next turn, rather. Get rid of True Grit, Defend, Strike, Strike. There are going to be a lot of burns in the deck if I do that. There are going to be a lot of angers in the deck if I do that. Maybe that's more exciting than the burns. I think it might be. Losing Clothesline too. I got Bash. Thank you very much for the 3-month subbed. I'll go Bomo show to you as well. Okay. So I got attacked for 9 next turn. This puts me at 4. I have to go Bash Defend. I don't think there's a reason why I need to Skill Potion this turn instead of next turn, though. Is there? Shockwave? Maybe Shockwave? Maybe Shockwave. Okay, I could see that. Disarm is better this turn than next turn, but I don't think it matters very much. Like, I think we just win with it either way anyway. Sure. The good old Reaper versus Immolate. A time-honored question. No strength scaling. No relics, really. I guess I have extra max HP from Singing Bowl. You want TT, man. I'm not drinking wine. How does it feel to reach an assumption about what somebody's doing, then insult them about it, and then even be wrong about what they're doing? Probably, I don't know. I don't imagine that that feels great. I think I pretty heavily want to get strength scaling in the deck, and I already have a Fiend Fire and a Disarm, so I'm probably meant to take Reaper. Alright. Choker? Choker seems okay. Yeah, Earl of Norway, thanks for that 10 months. Agbamusho to you as well. Sardek's okay at fighting elites, not incredible. I think Gremlin Leader is actually the worst fight for us, which is sort of unusual for Ironclad, but we just don't do very well against Gremlin Leader. Slavers, we have Fiend Fire for. Book of Stabbing, we've got Disarm plus 4. Okay, I like the path that gets me a store early with 369 gold. None of the paths seem great. And he never ate avocado again. When I was a kid, my parents would read me The Avocado Baby, which I'm pretty sure was a children's book that was, like, commissioned by the avocado farmers in New Zealand. Or maybe a different country. Alright, Spot Weakness is awesome. Almost exactly the card that we wanted. So Bronze Scales are great, Orichalcum's great, Shrug's great, and Flame's great. Clockwork Souvenir's pretty good. Who's the boss? I think I'm liking just Auricalcum bronze scales. Inflame and Shrug are really good, but Inflame's costing me an entire relic, and both of those relics are strong. Especially with Reaper and Strength already, and max HP from Singing Bowl, there's a decent chance that Auricalcum's gonna like be proccing in Act 4. Hey Ralog, thanks for the sub. Longbow Musho to you as well. You thought we were a Stardew Valley channel now. I play some more of the Stardew Valley later. I feel like I need to play at least another 5 hours of that farm. And maybe after that I can move on with life. I'm not sure how good Shrug is after I take Auricalcum. It's probably fine. 25 gold? Sure, it's probably fine. That Sniper, thanks for the Twitch Prime. Well, this Shrug is upgraded. Okay. Auricalcum just got a lot worse. Did not take long for Auricalcum to get a lot worse. Too bad. Have a Reaper. Shrug's not the one I was hoping to hit. I can just take 12 health, go to 73, up to 79. Yeah, that's probably fine. Havoc really runs into Choker pretty hard. Rage doesn't have the card draw to support it. Warcry is a card that isn't incredible with Choker, but probably we can get away with it. Our deck doesn't have any offerings, and it does do useful things. Transform a strike into an evolve, okay. Basically I have max HP, I've got a Reaper, I've got Bronze Scales and Disarm. I think it's elite fighting time. I could have played another defend. Man, I should probably have done that. That was an interesting decision. all part of my plan to have Fiend Fire hit for slightly more. See? Boom. Well, I wish that was useful. I don't know. 14 plus 16 times 4. Ice Cream. Ice Cream Whirlwind. Whirlwind's a card that the deck needed anyway to be Gremlin Leader. And it does do something with Ice Cream. Let's go for it. Hey Shade Chain, thanks for 2 months. Agbomusho to you as well. You are very welcome for all the content. Would have started to get awkward pretty quickly if I didn't draw the Whirlwind there. Headbutt Plus seems great. Headbutt Plus puts Spot Weakness on top or Whirlwind on top. Darkstone Periapt. Probably that's just a skip. I don't see much reason why this deck would be taking a ton of curses right now. Feels like a shit turn. Is there a card I want on top? Spot Weakness. We'll get some of this health back with the Reaper when we play it. Look for Bash. Ooh, Self-Harming Clay is very, very, very good. Thunderclap is vulnerable and weak to all enemies. That's pretty good too. Especially with Whirlwind and Reaper. And Headbutt. Okay. Did I have armaments on Reaper? Whoops. Rest in peace, me. Champion's Belt doesn't let you strip double artifacts now. You'd have to actually apply the vulnerable for the weak to get applied. Second disarm is great. I don't think I've skipped a card. Awkwardly. Since I got the Singing Bowl, I mean. Thunderclap Reaper. Why is the plant so angry? Yeah, I don't know. That one's a mystery to me. How do I know when to use Blood Potion? Right now I'm probably using my potions next act. I don't anticipate needing them before then. Okay, this one's pretty clearly a skip, I think. We found some max HP. So it could be a buffed Gremlin Leader, or it could be a buffed Book of Stabbing with double disarm. I think we go for the Super Elite here then. Double disarm seems pretty good against those things. Man. Is it worth drinking a blood potion to take a weep up turn? I would have done it if it were worth it, right? You can just work that out from whether I did it or not. Yes, you cannot drink a blood potion on a reward screen, that's true. What is my opinion of blood potion? Well, I don't care what it is relative to other potions. It just like gives you some health. It is a way to give health. I already played Reaper, right? This is another pretty clear +2 max HP. Plus health Gremlin Leader. Oh shit. It's not a great first turn either. End turn? End turn might be okay here. I can't really Fiend Fire away the Reaper. I don't want to spend 2 energy for 4 block. Alright. Desperately need to get spot weakness going next turn. Come on. Gosh. Maybe I just died. 27. So I don't think there's a good reason to play a defend there. It's only giving me one more block net. Okay. And talk. Hey, Earl of Norway, thanks for that $3.14.
On your wonderful YouTube channel with daily uploads, is there any specific run that stands out to you as worth checking out?
Hey, Earl of Norway, on my Patreon with weekly posts, there is a weekly post which says what the best runs of the week were and recommends ones to check out. I don't know, they're all pretty good. Maybe the Prismatic Shard defect one? Maybe. Barricade's not working yet, right? Feel No Pain should be working somehow, though. Usually. So, I'm sort of guessing that... Well, actually, I sort of wish I took Barricade, but I'm sort of guessing that I don't have to rest, but will need to Blood Potion because of not resting, which I'm okay with. I'm going to upgrade True Grit so that I can prune the deck. Beat Champ with Spot Weakness. Psyche, thanks for the 4 months. Agbomusho to you as well. Or are we beating the champ with Whirlwind, actually? Maybe we're beating the champ with Whirlwind. I didn't think about that. No, Armaments Plus. I have a YouTube video about armaments. Okay. Ah. Not really what I wanted. Well, we got the disarms, which should help a lot. I guess I'll upgrade Spot Weakness. Maybe this isn't winnable. I don't want to get rid of any of these cards. Unfortunate, because I want to play True Grit before I reshuffle the deck. Wonder if I can get rid of Clothesline, maybe. maybe. Vulnerable for 4 turns? Alright, champ. Champ. Let's be reasonable here. I want Thunderclap, right? I don't think I want Headbutt anymore. It's 100 and something else. 285, I think. Nope. 288. Plus vulnerable. That probably just kills. 27 15 times. Just kills. Extremely lucky to get almost no strength buffs. Yeah, Champ was pretty generous. Champ actually literally didn't strength buff, right? He was at -5 strength at the end of the fight, I believe. Is Kurski generally considered a good or bad energy relic? I have no idea. I don't know. You'd have to ask somebody else. I'm gonna run to the bathroom. I will be right back. Hope everybody's having a good day. What should you do to keep stats on your runs? You have a spreadsheet. How should you study your runs on a more analytical level? I don't know that taking data out of runs like that is that useful for a game like this. Like, think about this game maybe as chess in terms of how you analyze it. I don't think that anybody sits down and looks at their chess run history and sees that playing the move knight e5 had a 60% win rate and thinks that knight e5 is a good move because of that. It's just not how you analyze chess, and I think Slay the Spire is a lot like that. I think the way that you analyze Slay the Spire, if you want to, is you look back at a run that you played and you make sure that the reasons that you did the things you did made sense. And then if any of the things that you thought about what would happen didn't end up being true, you try to work out why. That's how I would analyze Slay the Spire generally. I think your second question cut off. Is there anything you personally do in your record? You like my pajama pants? My mother got me them for Christmas, Entok. They're great. I like them too. People do that in openings. Do they? How many openings do you play knight e5 in? I don't know. I don't think many people in chess work out which openings to play by looking at their history of playing chess and seeing what their win rate is with different openings. Just, you're different than you were a year ago, so how good you are with one opening a year ago isn't very relevant. Your opponent has certain openings that they play, so you probably have to make the decision relative to that. Stuff like that. Is this my final form? No, eventually I will wither away and die. Return to the dust. A general truth in statistics is that you can't do things like look at chess and see what the win rates of players are after they played g3 on the first move, because your population is a biased population. You have failed to do like the simplest thing in statistics, which is to take a simple random sample. I do remember that Mackie roll. I think I fought it once. Opening preparation goes up to 30 moves? Yes, utterly milked, but opening preparation does not mean looking at how often you win with a move. No, opening preparation is not looking at historical win rates of moves. Look, if you had only been dumb once, like, okay, but being dumb 4 times, I'm gonna give you a timeout for the day. That's your limit for the day. Sorry about that. No, opening preparation is like a fairly complicated thing where you look at positions with computers and try to work out like different strategies and try to work out if there's some line that you could play which the opponent might not be prepared for, which maybe isn't even theoretically sound, but which the refutation of is very difficult to find and stuff like that. Opening preparation is very complicated. It is not looking at win rates of different positions. Google for Slay the Spire reference, John. This is where you want to... Yeah. Okay, anyway, we either take Reaper or Impervious. The problem with Reaper is that our deck sucks. The problem with Impervious is that our deck sucks. Can I take Impervious because our deck sucks? Okay, 5 energy seems sweet. I don't know. Cannot possibly survive, though. Let's take a Mark of Pain. Fuck everything. Fuck everything. Alright. What if I don't want to burn? Hey, my fire potion's back. Let's take +2 max HP. Huh. Corruption's iffy here. You think taking info like that could be useful to get insight for some card combinations? It's really not, Aelinir. I mean, if you can work out how to do that, good for you. That's not something I do, and not something I can personally work out how I could possibly benefit from, so... I'm looking at membership card Apotheosis. The problem is the deck's so fucking slow. Yeah, there are problems with this. Oh. Oh. Oh! Oh, we bottled the Evolve. That's exciting. This is +6 max HP at worst. Yep. He's odd. You know what a directed acyclical graph is? Here, check this out. Check this out. So, I want to make a point that's semi-political because it's the way I can think of to make the point right now, and then we're going to move on to Slay the Spire. So you want to know which candidate somebody's going to vote for. This is the thing you want to know. Does somebody vote for candidate A or candidate B? Let's say there are a bunch of things which influence which candidate somebody will vote for. Let's say that their opinion on some issue 1 is very important because candidate A likes issue 1 and candidate B doesn't. Let's say that like what their family is voting for is important, how they've historically voted is important, whether they identify with a certain political party is important. There are all these different factors which are important to deciding which candidate they're going to vote for, right? All of these go into deciding. These are all causal toward the chance of voting for B. I'm just going to remove A from this graph, I think. These all have causality towards whether or not you're going to vote for B. Let's just say this is a graph of whether or not somebody's going to vote for candidate B. There's this thing that's done in statistics where we don't have data on all of this stuff, but there are more variables in here. So, for example, let's say that you have... Let's say that you have this demographic thing and this demographic thing and this demographic thing. Let's say that your income is some level and your ethnicity is something and your gender is something. This is data that we do have. And this data doesn't necessarily actually affect this. What it does is it affects these guys. So you might have a higher chance of having a certain thing because of your heritage, and that causes you to then, on average, be more or less likely to vote for candidate B. And so we look at these things because we actually have the data on it for population, and we try to work out what they're going to do with candidate B based on that, even though for the most part there's no direct connection, it's an indirect connection. Horn Freak, thanks for 4 months. Longbow Musho to you as well. And then you get all this really confusing stuff. Like, people target ads at people of this ethnicity or something because they can tell that people of that ethnicity are slightly less likely to vote for B, instead of targeting ads at people with this opinion about a policy, because they don't have data about the person with the opinion of the policy. So you have all these narratives which end up being about demographics or ethnicities or whatever, instead of being about policies. Which is weird, but it's because, like, the data is insufficient. We're doing this awful thing with our relationships and stuff. In Slay the Spire, so that's really difficult. There are people who spend millions and millions and millions of dollars trying to work that out for politics, and it's really difficult. In Slay the Spire, on, like, floor 1 at the whale, the graph's already more complicated than that. We're trying to work out win rate. We're trying to work out our chance to win. And we've got, like, what boss is it? We've got which cards are available, which class are we playing, what does the path look like, how likely is it we can get a bunch of elites, where are the campfires, what relics are there from the whale, which whale options are there in general, where are stores in the act, what is our overall strategy about Act 1 and Act 2, how good are we feeling today, how likely are we to make mistakes, what are the potions we're getting on the first 2 floors. And these not only affect our win rate, but they also affect each other. Like, if we get more potions on the first floors, we now have a higher chance of fighting elites or something. And when you look at data for win rate for different things in Slay the Spire, you're looking at this fucking mess. And then you're trying to get a signal for that. You can't do that with statistics. It just doesn't work. It just doesn't work. So, that's how statistics work. Alright, good chat. That's how statistics work. That's how statistics don't work, maybe, would be the better thing to say. Sort of wanted to draw Whirlwind next turn, but I guess I'll have to draw it with Shrug. Let's do that. Hey, Wildcat, thanks for the 2 months. Agbamushu to you as well. It's a John Madden level flowchart. Well, that's what it looks like. I'm not the person saying we should use that data to draw conclusions. Other people are saying that, and I'm sitting here like, do you have any idea how complicated the thing you're casually saying you're gonna do is? It's just not that easy. It's not that easy. The world would be a wonderful place if it was that easy to draw accurate conclusions from data as messy as Slay the Spire's data is. Hey Zeros, thanks for the 10 months. Agbamusho to you as well. I think football is a significantly simpler game than Slay the Spire, right, Lone Outlaw? It still ends up managing to be pretty complicated to get a good grasp of how likely different things are to happen. Good old foosball. Hey, Bruays. Well, I'm not convinced we win this fight, but we'll see. We'll see, I guess. Probably getting a spot weakness to work would have been better than not getting a spot weakness to work. Ooh, there we go. Don't think I get to play defend pluses. Do I? I don't think so. There are approaches to the data which can be considered individually or as a category. Being able to describe relics or cards as more powerful per particular character or encounter is an example of a step toward quantified analysis. Being able to describe relics or cards as more powerful for a particular characters or encounters. I'm not sure what that means exactly. Saying that something is better than something else in a situation that you're in Slay the Spire is how analysis in Slay the Spire can meaningfully be done. But the thing about that is that you are holding everything equal. Like, you have your complicated maze of things, but if you're talking about a specific situation in Slay the Spire, you, like, lock everything. Like, almost all of the nodes are always the same because you're talking about exactly this situation. And so all of a sudden you only have, like, 2 nodes left. And you're talking about this thing versus this thing. And yeah, that's why I'm able to, like, pick a card over a different card. Because I lock all of the other nodes. I'm doing an experiment where, you know, I've held everything else equal, and I'm making the decision just right now. I don't think you get to take the average utility over all possible dags because you don't arrive at all of the dags the same amount of the time. It doesn't seem like a thing that would work. Yeah, let's play this too. I don't know. I'm dead, right? Must be dead. Actually not dead. That's disgusting. Alright. Inflame Plus seems great. Hey, Rainbow Fire. Should I play Evolve first? Oh no. Wonder if Slay the Spire is a bigger game tree than Go. I don't know that much about Go. I don't know, John. I'd have to make something up. Being weakened this turn seems sort of unfortunate. 6 times 12 just isn't actually very much, is it? How often can my brain handle over-explains? Depends what else it has to do. Sometimes I'll have some like extra creative energy and just feel like over-explaining things, but often that extra creative energy is going into thinking about how to solve something or other, or something like that. Something to be said for devs using data like win rate. For sure, but that's because the devs are not trying to solve their game. The devs are not solving for their personal win rate, right? The devs are trying to balance their game for the population of players that they're looking at, so their data is meaningful for what they're doing. When you start with the question of how do I balance this game so that the cards perform roughly evenly for the population of players playing the game, then taking data about how the cards perform for the population of players playing the game is immensely useful for your question being answered. If you start with the question, how do I work out the best winning strategy for this game, then data about how the population of imperfect players who don't win the best in the game, how the cards perform for them is close to useless. It's not data for the question that you've asked. So that's, I think that is a very important thing, like, that has to get realized? I don't know. That's the thing, though. Let's bottle Apotheosis. Our deck got better. Appeal to data is a logical fallacy. Is it? Is it? That is news to me. I should become a stats professor. I thought about becoming a stats professor. I spent some time working towards becoming a stats professor. I just didn't enjoy it that much. Appeal to data boils down to I have data, so I'm right. Oh, okay. So not like using data properly. AI can definitely play this game for sure. AI can't solve this game, it can play it. it could get to a point where it played it significantly better than I do. Oof. 100 health, bottled apotheosis, and almost no possible chance of winning the run. That's an interesting feeling. Not used to that one. I suggest a good book on decision theory. I haven't read like books on decision theory. I've read like textbooks for courses on decision theory, and I've watched a bunch of videos for playing poker professionally that talk about decision theory. So I don't really have a great like for fun book recommendation. I could like go try to work out what the textbooks were I read, but I don't have them anymore. Not sure I have a great... Not sure I'm very useful to you, I guess, unfortunately, for that question. Should be able to full heal from here. You mean textbook book? Oh yeah, I don't know. It's been like years since I was doing that stuff. Don't currently have anything for you. I guess, unfortunately, the spikers are killing themselves on thorns. I'm just gonna do this. Call that enough. I have a poker advice video on my YouTube channel. Yep. I have actually like a series where I play some games and talk about why I'm doing stuff and things like that. Maybe take another inflame? Maybe? This is gonna be fascinating. Seeing how this deck does in Act 4. I don't imagine it does very well. Very young Jorbs in those videos. Oh, young Jorbs. Young Jorbs was so much better than I am at poker. A lot worse at Slay the Spire, though. I'm about to explode. Alright. Let's have none of that, thank you. Thinking fast and slow was an okay read. I'm not sure it had that much to do with the sort of thing we were just talking about, though. I don't know. You Polymerc. Take a Burning Pact. Transient, my old friend. I'll just go ahead and take 29, I guess. Here you go. Yep. Alright. The wound is gonna draw more cards with Evolve. Whoops. Yep, just hit me really hard. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks, that's great. Should I be concerned that my deck cannot beat Transient, or maybe it's fine, maybe it's fine. Grab a Dark Embrace? Sure, why not? I can't work out why not, so, you know. It's definitely not the best Armaments Plus deck, is it? Foolish. Yeah, I do have Heal No Pain in play. Oh, Reaper. Please no. That was pretty sick. I liked that. I exhausted Whirlwind. That was questionable. Cool. Does feel like it was questionable though. We're just gonna have like 14 strength and then hit the person very hard. It's not gonna be too difficult. Look at me. I'm the win condition now. Hey, my Twitch chat just told me that I exited hosting mode, so maybe I'm no longer hosting Filthy Robot. Yeah, sorry about that. I don't really know what that was. You can just type unhost. I didn't know that I was hosting anybody. I have been streaming the entire time. Yeah, not sure why that happened. Some sort of glitch in something somewhere, I guess. Do I play the powers? I do have disarm. ×2. Evolve seems pretty good. Dark Embrace seems pretty good. Alright, sure. We'll see. Play a Whirlwind or a Reaper or something sometime soon. We should be okay-ish. Oh, that's a good turn. Yeah, this is great. So that's 48, leaving me at 5. Excellent, excellent. I don't think I was meant to use Gambler's Brew there. Should I use a Gambler's Brew? I think I use it next turn. I think I use it next turn, yeah. What are potions? Potions are these items that you get that you have to use immediately in the first fight where you have a turn that's not super easy. You have to use them immediately so that you don't have them anymore. The game's much easier if you just don't have potions for actually difficult situations. There's a Whirlwind. Is there another disarm? There's another disarm. Hosting came back. Interesting. No channel is currently being hosted. Yeah, I don't know. I got nothing. Might be Twitch being weird. It's definitely Twitch being weird. I can't unhost. It's not letting me do that. Why do I exhaust cards I probably won't play much other than Wounds? Wounds draw me 2 cards when I draw them, because I have Evolve Plus in play. See? Let me try unhosting a different way. Also doesn't work. It's really confusing. Well, I hope you enjoy Filthy Robot's offline screen, because apparently that's what we watch on this channel now. What if you host me? Can you host me? I don't know. Can you watch my channel from Filthy Robot's channel? You can watch from Filthy's channel. God. It's very confusing. Doesn't make any sense. I'm hosting Filthy, and Filthy's hosting me. Infinite viewers. Oh, shall we run some ads right now? See what happens? Maybe I'll just very easily win the run. I don't know. I'm so confused. I don't understand what's happening right now. I don't think I'm going to win the run. Zalus, thanks very much for the 2-month sub. If you were intending to sub to Filthy Robot with that, I apologize. This is Jorbs.tv. Okay, so I can mirror Apotheosis here. Mirror the Wounds is not a terrible idea. Those cards are pretty good here. Feel No Pain or Disarm seems like probably what I want. Which one? It's hard to get through the artifact charges the second time. I like Disarm slightly more. I don't know. It is a deck. Take a Sword Boomerang, actually have strength scaling. It's a deck. We'll see. We got self-forming clay too. Probably just die next turn. That's unfortunate. These numbers are big. Hmm. Yeah, those were big numbers. There's no way to draw a card. These numbers are quite a lot smaller than the last numbers. It's unfortunate. Yeah? Looks like I'm fighting the heart with full HP. Looks like I'm fighting the heart with full HP. 4 copies of Disarm Plus or a second Feel No Pain. Four copies of Disarm Plus. I think a second Feel No Pain, because drawing multiple Disarm Pluses early doesn't do anything. Taking damage here is perfectly fine with Centennial Puzzle and Self-Forming Clay. Does it matter what I do? I don't know. Do I draw Disarm next turn? Do I draw Sender's Main next turn so I can Dark Embrace it? Guess it gives block. I don't really think that that made much sense, but can't work out what else would have made sense. Okay, with Dark Embrace, this draws an extra card. That's cool. Disarm, disarm, Thunderclap. So I should be able to disarm again next turn. Can I actually deal damage now? This conversation is strictly worse. Oh. I reshuffled without Sword Boomerang? That doesn't matter, right? Feels a lot like it doesn't matter. GG, Horst. Who were you? That deck was pretty clunky. Did not have a lot of card draw. I guess we got the Bottled Evolve and the Dark Embrace eventually. Very Ironclad run, to be sure.